All right, so the last video I came out here, I compared a couple of augers, the KDrill and the Eskimo pistol bit. This time, I'm going to be comparing a couple of drills. Now, I like to have every drill available, but that's just not going to happen. So the two drills I'm going to be comparing today are the DeWalt DCD996 Hammerdrill, the new Ridgid Octane. First, let's talk about this DeWalt. So like I said, this is a Hammerdrill, DCD996. For this one, I have the 5 amp hour battery. And now what I'm going to say is if you're going to use a drill to pop holes in the ice, make sure you buy a real good one and get the biggest battery you can. This amp hour, like this one here is 5 amp hour. I would recommend 4 or above. If you start getting down into 2 or 1.5, what a lot of them come bundled with, it's just not going to work very well. You could keep them as spares or whatever, but go 4 minimum. They make 6, they make 9, they even make 12. If you can get a 12, great. That's going to work even better. It'll last longer. It'll give you more power. And like I said, you just want to get the biggest battery you can get. So this DeWalt I've had for about almost a couple years now, and I've popped a lot of holes with it. You've probably seen some of my videos. I'm just going to show you quick. The handle on here is a ring design. So that fits around this whole collar. What that means is this has to go on first. Whenever you put the auger bit on, this is going to have to be the first thing that goes on. What's nice is it's kind of infinite adjustability. You can put it wherever you want. What I found, I kind of saw a video the other day, is that, someone putting it straight out like this. I thought, hey, that's a pretty good idea, because I've been putting it off to the side, 90 degree. But I've been doing it like this lately, and it works great. So now DeWalt, for their torque specs, they use a little different thing. They go with UWO, and it's based on watts, unit watts output or something like that. They're the only ones that do that. Everyone else says, inch pounds. So I believe this one is like 850 or something UWO. Honestly, I can't confirm exactly what that is. It's somewhere between 800 and 1,000. If someone knows exactly what it is, comment below, because honestly, I don't know what it is. I just know it's somewhere between 800 and 1,000. DeWalt is well known, well built. Always comes atop of the all the reviews and everything. So it's a good drill. It's worked good for me. Let's talk about this new Ridgid Octane. This one has become real popular lately. It's a lot less expensive. In fact, if you go right now to Home Depot, you can buy this 9 amp hour battery for $169. Comes with a charger, 1 battery. Now it seems like a lot just for the battery, but however, what they're doing right now is they're throwing in the bare tool. You can pick a bunch of different tools you can pick from, but this is one of the tools you can pick from. This is drill. So basically you pay $169 for the battery and the charger, you get the drill for free. So with tax and everything, it costs about $181 for this entire package. Like I said, it's a bare tool though, so it doesn't come with any cases or anything. So that's the only thing that was kind of a bummer. This is what you get right here. No case, no extra battery. That's it. Now this handle on this one is kind of a ear system. It's just got a couple ears here, and you have 3 or 4 different spots you can put it. Honestly, I don't know which one is a better design, because this one you can put on after you put the auger on, if that helps or not. Now I have heard some issues of the older Milwaukee, these little ears breaking off, so keep that in mind. But that one's good to go. The chucks are pretty similar on both of them. Seems well built. It's got 2-speed, 1 and 2. You want to drill on 1 power, or step 1. And then also there's a kind of a rocker switch here on both sides that goes up and down. You want to make sure you got hammer mode, you got screw mode, and drill mode. You want to be sure you're in drill mode. That disactivates the clutch, gives it the maximum power. So drill mode, setting number 1. This is also a 9 amp hour battery. It's got a battery indicator on it. It also has Bluetooth. You can connect to your phone over Bluetooth and check the charge, whatever you want. I don't know. To me, that kind of seems a little gimmicky, because I don't know how accurate it's going to be, but just another little thing you can connect to your phone and check Bluetooth. So we're going to put these up head to head. It's not exactly an equal contest because this has a 9 amp hour battery. The other one has a 5 amp hour battery. So not exactly a fair contest. I expect this one to drill a lot more holes, but we should be able to compare them pretty well based upon how many holes we get out of each one. This one here has 1,300 inch-pounds. So if you just want to compare side to side, it's quite a bit more torque on this. So it's going to be interesting to see how well they drill against each other. Things kind of apples to apples here. We're going to be using a KDrill on both of the drills. Forgot to mention on this DeWalt, it's got 3 speeds. Again, you want to be in speed 1, and you want to make sure you're on the drill setting up on the clutch setting here. And I just wanted to point out a couple obvious differences between these drills. The Ridgid is substantially bigger, both in profile and weight. The DeWalt, the bare tool, is about 3 pounds. With a 5 amp battery, it's just over 5 pounds. The Ridgid, the bare tool only, is about 3.5 pounds. With the 9 amp battery, it's over 7 pounds. So you're giving up a few pounds if you want to use this Ridgid with a bigger battery. A few pounds can be quite a bit. I mean, that's part of the reason we use these K-drills and Eskimo pistol bits, because they're just so much lighter. This K-drill weighs 4 pounds. So with the DeWalt, we're under 10 pounds easily. With the Ridgid, you're over 10 pounds, you're pushing 15. So weight is everything. If you're walking a ways, coming out here in this backwater and you're putting in some miles, a few pounds can mean quite a bit. Okay, here we go. DeWalt DCD996, fully charged, 5 amp hour battery. I haven't drilled a hole yet, so I'm going to drill a hole and see the thickness of the ice, and then we're going to see how many holes we can get. Okay, so we have about 14 inches of ice. So there's 20 holes. What I've got in the past is like 350 to 400 inches of ice. So we're at 20 right now, and I can feel it starting to slow down a little bit. 20 times 15 inches, that's 300 inches. So we're just gonna see how much farther we can go here, but I'm guessing we're only gonna get 4 or 5 more holes. That's about all she wrote there. So 24 holes. That's pretty typical of what I've got in the past. 24 times 15, have to do the math there, but so that's on a 5 amp hour battery. This kit that I bought was about $300. Came with 2 of these batteries, so I could probably get close to 50 holes here in 14 to 15 inches of ice. So we can get a couple more holes after it's been sitting for a while. I'll be surprised, but we'll see. Huh. Still seem to be getting holes out of this thing. Might be all she wrote for that one. One more for 30. Let's see if we can get 30. Oh, just broke through and got that hole number 30. So that's pretty impressive. I didn't realize I could take it off and let it cool down and I'd get a few more holes out of it. All right, so you might notice a little change in the background scene here. I don't know what happened. My video file got corrupted from doing the Ridgid test. So I'm back out here the next day and I'm gonna have to do it all over again. So we got the Ridgid all chucked up, ready to go. We're gonna see how many holes we can get. Yesterday, something kind of interesting happened after about 25 holes, so it'd be a good test anyways to see if the same thing happens again. So we're just gonna go ahead here and see how many holes we can get. Okay, so the same exact thing happened. 24 holes and it cut out. No power. So what I'm guessing is it's just a overheat shutoff is what's happening. The DeWalt didn't do that, but apparently this Ridgid has some sort of different device, or it just is not handling the heat quite as well. If I look at the battery power here, actually I'll just take it off real quick, maybe. All right, we're, I don't know if you can see this or not with the lighting, but we're still showing 2 bars, 50%. I got 24 holes, so I'm gonna let it cool off a little bit. The battery doesn't feel hot. There does seem to be some heat in the actual drill here though. Not super hot, you know, maybe 100 degrees, but there's actually some heat I can feel on here. So I'm just gonna give this a little time to recover, see if we can get some more holes. I've given this a few minutes to recover. I'm gonna put the battery back on, see if we can get some more holes out of it. All right, power seems to be working now. See if we can get some more. Oh, she cut out again. Cut out about 2.5 more holes. Again, dead, no power situation. All right, I'm gonna give this one more chance. Let it cool off. Still showing 50% power, so we should be able to get some more holes. It's just this cutting off is pretty annoying. So one more chance and then I'm gonna call it. Okay, I gave it 10 full minutes. This is gonna be the last shot. It's still showing 50%. We'll see how many holes we get this time. Okay, that time instead of cutting off, it seemed like it faded a little bit. Let's check the battery. We're down to 1 bar. 1 bar on the battery, so it's probably starting to die. I was able to get a few more holes. 24, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So 34 total holes think I could probably get, I bet you I could get 4 or 5 more if I let it cool again. Maybe a grand total of 40, you know, everything considered. The DeWalt, we got 30 holes with the DeWalt, and probably I'm just going to go with a 40 on the Ridgid. So, having said all that, the cutting out is pretty annoying, and I don't like that it cuts out like that, and you have to wait. If you're just drilling, you know, 5 or 6 holes randomly and giving it time to recover in between, you're probably not going to experience any problems. However, if you got a bunch of holes to drill, the thing it might cut out, and then what? I don't know if you put a fresh battery in, if that's going to help, or if it's some sort of overheat protection in the drill. I know with my DeWalt, when it fades and dies, I can put a new battery in and drill double the amount of holes. So with my DeWalt, I drilled 30, I could put a new battery on, I drill 30 more, 60 holes total. Even everything I've seen here, based on the battery size, the price and everything, if I was to take one of these, I'm going with the DeWalt. DeWalt wins. I can only imagine how many more holes I would get if this was a 9 amp hour battery compared to the 9 amp on the Ridgid. Like I said, it didn't cut out, it handled the heat better. I could feel the heat more on the Ridgid. Now, keep in mind, the Ridgid does have a lifetime service agreement, so if anything goes wrong, they're going to replace that for free, which the DeWalt doesn't have. So that's a big selling point for the Ridgid. Maybe you will never need it for the DeWalt, though. I'm not sure. I've had this for almost 3 years now. The battery's been used for 3 years, so that's another, you know, high mark for the DeWalt that, you know, I've been using this and it's still going up against this Ridgid real well. So the price on the Ridgid right now, great value. Between the two, I'm sticking with the DeWalt. The DeWalt just showed it was better for this test, in my opinion. So hopefully this little comparison helped out, going out and buying some drills. Good luck ice fishing this season, and thanks for watching.